Hello and welcome to Footy Judgment. Manchester United smashed, of course. You saw the Shameless. You watched the Shameless. You watched the pain of Manchester United. And also, we're here to talk about them. We'll touch a little bit on Liverpool, but we're here to talk about the Manchester Derby. We're here to give you the real talk on Footy Judgment. What went wrong for Manchester United? What is the future? Why does Manchester City look so much better than Manchester United? Where is the gap? Why is Manchester United are falling behind everybody else? Behind Liverpool, even behind Aston Villa, even behind the likes of Everton. No, not Everton. Brighton as well. Even teams like maybe Wolves look more structured. They have an aim. They have a purpose. But thank you, everybody that is watching us. I'm going to be here with guests coming and going. And the first guest, I'm going to introduce the first guest. It's not a solo stream. I'll be having people joining, people discussing things. But the first thing you do is hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is going to be an entertaining stream, but also factual. I'm going to speak up my mind. People sometimes disagree with what I say, but hey, I back it with my logic. The first one is a realist. Man United Realist TV, someone that I talked to before. I actually like his opinion. Speaks a lot of facts, speaks a lot of logic. Sometimes we disagree, but it's all love, of course. The first one, of course, maybe I'll do the three for now since I have three people joining for now. It's right here. I'm going to be joined by, of course, Mick. You guys saw him before. It's right here. Here we go. Mick, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. It's your debut, bro. So welcome to the channel.
Thank you. I've been warming up and stretching, and I've been going through the 5 stages of grief at the moment, Mo. I mean, you're the judge. I'm standing in front of you here, sir. I'm going through the denial, being delusional, United fan. Now I'm going through the anger stage. And of course, we're now talking about the bargaining stage, what's going to happen. And then, of course, it's going to hit the depression stage. And then, eventually the acceptance as the season kicks on, Mo. So big up to you guys. Thank you for having me. Smash a big like and subscribe. I'm happy to be here on your channel, my friend.
The second one is someone who's going to join with camera, but first he's going to join with voice. He's a Manchester City Academy coach, believe it or not. And he's going to tell us all about Manchester City. What did he think? Of course, I'm going to let him listen. I'm going to let him introduce himself because this is his debut. I haven't seen him before, but from a trusted source, people, I've been sent his number and I've been told this guy knows his football. You do not be an academy coach for Manchester City easy, right? It's called to, but also let us know who you are, my friend. Let's give us the breakdown.
Oh, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is Carl. My friends call me Gondolori on Twitter. So I'm one of the coaches at the Man City Academy in the USA. So City are building out the academy in the USA. We have locations in California, in Texas, in Maryland, in Philadelphia. And I'm one of the many coaches that for the U8 and U12 YDP program, which is a youth development program. And we teach them the same way, the exact same way that they teach them in Manchester. The same philosophy, same approach, same curriculum. In fact,
next week you're successful, huh? That's why they're successful.
Yeah, I'm going for training actually in Philadelphia for Man City again. So I'm glad to be here with you, my brother. Let's talk football.
Yeah, let's talk the football,
Yeah.
people.
Bring it
Oh, listen, thank you so much for everybody that has joined. Hit that like button, get me to 50 likes right away. Internal Revenue Service official is saying thank you for always paying your taxes on time, Mo. Thank you so much for telling the people that I'm American now and I've been paying my taxes for 10 years. Well, I'm still Egyptian first before I became American, but yeah, I can turn the accent on and you'll see the real Arab in me. You know what I mean? But people, let's talk about the games. Listen, I want this stream to be back and forth. I'm gonna say what I think, and you guys tell me what you guys think in the chat as well. I want everybody involved. Send your super chats if you want, super chats if you want. Hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for the people that joined. Thank you for Mick, of course. Thank you for Carl. I'm gonna say the first statement, and you guys say, I think Ten Hag started the game the right way.
Correct.
You really think it's correct?
Yes.
So you agree with me? Oh my God, Man United fan agree with me. So let me tell you why I think. I said that he's not going to sit back the first 20 minutes. He didn't. He played a diamond in the midfield, which is the only way you're going to play against an inverted center back like John Stones to have the numbers. And they did. Manchester City had couple of chances, yes, but also Manchester United were able to hit on the counter because they left Haaland and Rashford up top. But people won't sell you this. The problem is the negativity, and I know it's very negative. Like, let's establish something. I'm not praising Manchester United for what they did. I'm just stating the facts that I saw in the game that I have on my notes. My notes say that Man United started the game all right. First 20 minutes. I thought Lindelof's choice was wrong. Did everybody agree? It should have been somebody else.
No, I think that first, the 5 stages of grief, what I explained. First, when I saw it was denial and anger, but then when I had some time to look at it, I was kind of bargaining a little bit and try to understand. So it looked like we played a back three, like 3 center backs, tucking in the midfield, creating that overload in the midfield. So it worked. It worked actually. So I think.
Did you want Anthony to start?
I didn't want Bruno to be on the wing. That was a waste of space.
But he wasn't on the wing though.
He was because he wanted to tuck in. He wanted to tuck in, to be honest. But we had such a qualified. I mean, if you look at our bench, it was clear to see that he didn't want to concede in the first half. He wanted to sort of keep a compact shape, and in the second half, he will bring on his weapons. But it backfired. It didn't really work because the minute he took off the Amrabat, which was the pendulum in that midfield, it's just opened up the midfield, in my opinion, though. But first half for me was probably really good.
The first half wasn't bad. Carl, did you think that Man United were up to it in the first half, especially the first 20-25 minutes before they conceded the penalty? Are you here, Carl? I think he's muted.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Carl. Yeah.
I thought United started well. I thought that the first half they kept to their shape. They were compact. They tried to hit us on the break, and they had joy. Many of the time. I believe the possession stats were 52 to 48 or something. So they did well. The challenge was that they didn't really have make the right decisions in the final third, and then at the back they didn't seem to be coordinated. They kind of were all over the whole place, and City took advantage of that. Think about the penalty and think about the chance that Haaland had on the line that he missed. So, but overall, they stuck in there. I watched the first half. I didn't watch the second half because I had to leave, but I thought they started well.
Yeah, I thought Man United started all right, not very well, because I thought
better than the other games, Mo.
Yeah, 2-on-2. I thought you had a couple of chances. We could have had better. McTominay getting at the end of one. I thought that it wasn't as bad. People just wanted to paint a very negative picture, in my opinion. So that's what I thought.
Just go.
I think he's doing something. But anyway, people hit that like button, of course. Listen.
Man, I see him calling up Rashford to ask him to play for City.
Yeah. So to be honest with you.
You're calling me?
No, I'm not. I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah.
Hello?
Yes. Are you here with us?
I'm here with you.
Yeah, you're just talking to somebody else. But anyway, yeah. And I want to get to the penalty Do we think that the penalty changed the course of the game? Because I don't believe so. I believe Man United would have fallen no matter what. Because Man United would not have been able to keep the same intensity for 90 minutes. And I've seen that before.
Yeah, I think, regardless, and the reality is that player for player, City had the better players. And unfortunately, Ten Hag. So last year, let me give you something. Let me give you a story. So last year, right, and I talk about this all the time, and this is no disrespect to my friend who is a United fan, right? So I go to Curacao for a holiday in summertime, right? Summertime, I take my wife. We go to Curacao. Now Curacao is part of the Dutch Caribbean, right? So all these guys from the Netherlands go there. And we used to be a colony, right? So I'm on the beach with my Man City shirt. This guy comes over and he says, "Hey, congratulations on the treble." I'm like, "Thank you." I'm like, "So what's your name?" He says, "Oh, my name's X. I'm a director at Ajax. Right? We're looking at scouting folks from here to go back to the Netherlands, etc." I'm like, "Oh, wow. So what do you think about Ten Hag?" And he says, quote, "Ten Hag is SHIT, end quote." Now, what do you mean? He did well at Ajax. He did well. I'm like, no, that was all Cruyff and the club itself. The guy doesn't really have an idea what he's trying to do with the ball in terms of his philosophy. And he told me, he says, very soon, United fans will realize that this guy really doesn't know what he's doing. Here we are today.
Do you agree, Mick, that he doesn't know what he's doing?
No.
You disagree?
I disagree. I mean, in terms of what we did first season to finish third and get us silverware, get us into the Champions League, and look at the overall season. I mean, it's so easy to point fingers, and I get this in-game management is not on par. And definitely this was on Ten Hag, definitely. But in terms of looking back at our preseason, our level of injuries, the guy hasn't even had the chance to play his first, starting 11 as of yet. You know what I mean? So, and why United is what United is due to the ownership. It's always been like that. We cannot sack the manager every 18 months because it's the same hamster wheel at the end of the day. Like, we had Van Gaalen, we had pedigree CV winners like, Jose Mourinho. It doesn't work because what happens is the ownership, the current establishment, they give the manager a first year, they give him a little bit of funds to spend. Second year, they just close off the tap, and everything above is kind of overruled. It's called the Glazeonomics, right? And then you put a sporting director, which is papering over the crack, which is a fake sporting director, doesn't know shit about, being a sporting director. John Murtough, right? So a successful football operation like City, for instance, you're part of the academy, as what you said. We used to be everything about the youth academy, right? Now, big up for you. Like, we are a decade behind City at the moment, right? In terms of developing the youth and playing, we are just a shamble at the moment. We're a business, not a football club. And that is where the problem is, right? If the owners had the same ambitions to win as the manager, we wouldn't be where we were at the moment. But City, they have, Sheikh Mansour, they have an ambition to win to every cost, right? So if you have that culture running all the way from the ownership down to the dressing room, of course you got a winning culture, right? But right now at United, nobody really know what the hell is going on. Nobody's communicating. The staff there at Carrington, they don't know if they're going to have the jobs or not. We don't know who the new owner will be. Will it be a new owner? It's a lot of things. So this season alone for me, it's just been one disaster after another. And remember, mates, this is Manchester United. Everyone, every stenographer, every journalist that just prints Manchester United will sell for clicks, right? So love them, hate them, adore them, but never ignore them. So you know what? Ten Hag's job will not be in danger, not what I believe, because the Glazers are too greedy to sort of spend money to pay out his severance.
I think you spend a lot of money. I'm sorry, this notion, and I don't want to get into that because I want to talk about the game. You spend money. Yeah. The money's going to the wrong places. Anthony, as an example, other places as well. And I believe this notion that it's not the manager's fault. He is part of the problem. Erik Ten Hag is part of the problem. I thought last year he was doing all right. You got results at home, and I keep saying that it should have been reflected a little bit away from home. You didn't reflect the same form. You regressed. Your team doesn't have any character. Your team doesn't have any certain way of playing football. Last year you had. To be honest with you, It's just ridiculous that people don't see that. The man doesn't know his team from his ass now. The guy cannot see what is right and what is wrong. That's my point. He kept playing Anthony when he was bad. He keeps playing Rashford, and he doesn't know how to take Rashford off. Rashford today was all right, yes. Garnacho came on, didn't do as much, but he went to put Rashford on the right side. Then he took Rashford out and put Anthony. Well, if you are convinced that Anthony can bring something, give him enough minutes. But no, you put Rashford on the right, and then you took him out and put Anthony. Why didn't you do it at the right time if you think Anthony is going to bring you something? That proves to me that he doesn't know. Does that make sense to you? Like,
Yeah, it
make the
does.
sub one time. Make
Yeah,
it
it
one
does.
time. Why
It
did you
does.
take Amrabat? Okay, we know that McTominay, and this is the facts, right? I'm analyzing the game from my point of view. We know that McTominay cannot play as a deep line playmaker.
Nope.
He doesn't know how to play deep. McTominay
Nope.
can play higher on the pitch, can get on the end of things. Is that correct?
100%.
He took freaking Amrabat out and put McTominay deeper next to Ericsson.
Doesn't
What
make
is the purpose of this move? Can someone say, can anyone that played football in life tell me what was the purpose of this move? You got dominated in the midfield after this and you were chasing shadows.
I
That's
know
what
what he's. I know
that's
what he's
it.
after, Mo. To be honest, I mean, fair trial. To be honest, like Judge Mo, every manager that managed Scott McTominay sees something in Scott McTominay which we fans cannot see. We don't even know what his best position is. For me, Scott McTominay is a spot player, a person that is operating within this, the box kind of. And there's a person that comes in that you bring in 15, 20 minutes at the end of it. But I understood why he keeps him on, because he expects moments of brilliance. Same with Rashford. At any moment, yeah, there might be a goal, right? I believe that manager has lost his own confidence at the moment, so he's not that confident anymore. So he lost his ways. But this is going to cost him his job eventually if he doesn't change. Play the youth. You had a brilliant bench, to be honest. Right, you had Hannibal Mejbri on there, legs that can match that midfield. The minute you took off Amrabat, which was the only midfielder that were dominating, they were keeping it cool and composed. We were just open. You might as well open like you're selling your house. Open house, just please walk in. Scott
And
McTominay doesn't work as a CDM. Never have been and never will be.
I don't understand, for example, how
I don't
75
understand.
minutes Lindelof was still left back. You're 2
Well, you
0
had a regular,
behind.
yeah, I
You're
know.
2-0 behind. After 49 minutes, put a freaking left back that can go forward. What are you gaining? What are you gaining from a? So you wanted defensive defensive strength. You wanted your defense to be strong, right? Put freaking Lindelof. Okay, fine. You conceded 2 goals. Now go to your left back that can attack. But
Yeah.
no, 75 minutes in. Now I put this guy Regalon. You're an idiot. You're an
I
absolute
know.
idiot. You're
I'm
an
absolutely
absolute
agreeing. I
garbage.
agreeing with you. Today, this is on Ten Hag, to be honest. I agree with you, right? The in-game management substitutions did not make sense. A lot of us United fans was criticizing Marcus Rashford, why are you playing somebody that is not informed, kind of force feeding? Hopefully he will come informed during the game. That doesn't work, right? So that for me, when you have a hungry kid like Garnacho that's shown he's 10 times more better when he comes up. He holds the width, he's pacey. And you also have Anthony Dos Santos looking there. When the camera panned in on Anthony in the 75 minute, he was just shaking his head because he didn't get the chance to come in until what? 86? What are these players supposed to do, Mo? 3-0 down. What are you supposed to do? No, I mean, I think that, to be honest, mate, he should have never done those substitutions in the first half, because if you look at, at the end of the first half, we're talking about 7 minutes out. We looked like we started to gain a little bit of momentum, right? We looked like we were getting in there, right? 100% the VAR and the referee, Paul Tierney, Michael Oliver, they hate
But
United.
I don't think it affected the game.
It
I
didn't.
thought the goal was gonna come one way or the other.
No, it didn't affect the game, but the mentality of the current United squad is weak, it's fragile, like they're porcelain dolls, according to my opinion. And that is, no, where does the root cause come from? It comes from Ed Woodward in the beginning. Like, they're offering ridiculous wages to we probably have the highest wage bill in the whole Premier League, right? So when you're sitting on a 5, 3, 4 year contract and getting paid 300K a week, of course you're not going to show up. Like, you got to get paid anyway. Like, take a look at Sancho, for instance. He's taking the piss. You know what I mean? But if you look at Liverpool, for instance, if you look at City, they don't have a high wage bill. What is the maximum earner there? Like 150K a week?
Yeah.
So do you play for the badge, or do you play for your own social media presence and your own paycheck? We want players to play for the badge. And I can understand why he lined up with Johnny Evans, Scott McTominay.
I don't understand the Varane thing. I don't know. But
I don't understand either. Trust me.
I don't know, but I thought the defense was a little bit lost in that back post thing because they tried it many, many times.
But I think like he started players that understood the derby, like they understood the culture, like Johnny Evans, Scott McTominay, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, second half, they let them down. For me, Scott McTominay, I always say that. I have no player agenda. I always judge on the performance. But Scott McTominay doesn't do anything in matches.
But I want to say one thing about Manchester United. We'll wait for Carl to open his laptop and join again. One of the main aspects today is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno 100%. Fernandes, as a captain, as the most creative player at Man United, he offered zilch.
Zero.
And it's not only that, he actually drags his team down.
Yes.
By complaining, whining, falling down, not telling players to pick their heads up, not doing anything. He's a disgrace of a captain of a club. He's a good player.
Yes.
The thing about Bruno Fernandes is there is output to come out from this guy. But when they made him captain, I think that was a terrible mistake from Ten Hag and from the club. This guy does not deserve to be captain of Manchester United. He doesn't.
No, but dude, you're absolutely spot on. I will not argue with you there, Judge Mo. Like, at the end of the day, here's the thing. It ain't matter if it's Pep Guardiola coaching Manchester United, Jurgen Klopp, or whoever comes to Manchester United, they walk straight into the graveyard. It's not like they forget to play football in certain ways. Where's all your football ability? The ability is there, but what happens up here is what matters, right? Bruno Fernandes, for me today, as a captain, looked very petulant, and that rubs off of the rest of the team. Whenever Anthony came in, he almost got sent off as well because he was petulant as well, right?
Yeah. Let me add a guest, guys. I told you guys there will be people joining.
Sure.
V here, Vater. Congratulations, Vater. Of course, we were talking Man United.
Congratulations, bro.
Congratulations. Without, I'm gonna ask you a question. We were just talking about Manchester United, how shambolic they were today. I actually said something on Hussam's stream that people, somehow I was attacked for it. I said, why are Man United fans look surprised? The gap is massive between the two clubs. I think the gap between Manchester City and a team like Brighton is smaller than the gap between Manchester City and Manchester United. I'm talking this season. Even Aston Villa, the gap is smaller. Man United today, even if they sat back, they would have conceded that one way or the other. It's my belief, and I said that before that. But why are you surprised? So, my problem with Man United today is one more thing, is that some of the players seem disinterested.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is, Mo. And thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
There's the frustration with Ten Hag because Ten Hag was kind of put at that level. Like, look what he did year one. So let's continue on. And then there's also the look what he was able to get out of the players, and they playing for him, and they're not seeing it now. So in a derby of all matches, that's when you want to see these players fight for the badge.
100%, my friend.
You want to see them play for the manager. So when you don't see it, and then you kind of question who he starts and who he has on the bench, it was just everything. And I agree with you. The level of disappointment that they have in the game shouldn't really be about the quality. Like, if they were completely healthy, I kind of get it. But for what Ten Hag had to kind of choose from, again, had it not been for a penalty, I think every United fan would have been like 0-0 at halftime. Oh, his tactics are on point. So I think it's a weird fan base, and some of them just don't see that this is sport. Other teams get better around you, and sometimes it's just not your year. Ten Hag, I honestly believe Ten Hag needs time to get the players out that don't play for the badge.
That's applaud you there, mate. And that's coming from a rival too. Like, if you just look at, how long it took Arteta to get where he was as well, like, finish 8th to 9th or something, this is his second season. And then just to explain that, you got to look at our financial report just came out recently as well. So basically everything's been on a credit card and a loan. So we literally had to scrape to get Amrabat in for a loan as well. You know what I mean? Question is, why the hell did we get Mason Mount? Was it Erik Ten Hag signing, or was it a signing above him? There's been some evidential that it wasn't Ten Hag's first signing. For me, Mason Mount doesn't make sense. Him and Bruno playing together doesn't make sense, right? But it comes down to, my friend, is mentality as well. Mentality. As what I said, these are professional football players. They play for your club. They play for your salary. At least what hurts me, I don't mind losing, my friend. But when it comes out to the Derby and Arsenal, these are the 2 games, and Liverpool, these are the 3 games that I looked, when the Premier League sheet comes out, right?
Yeah.
If we lost 3-0 at Etihad, I wouldn't say, okay, fine. But 3-0 at Old Trafford in front of, loyal match-going fans, that hurts. And basically the crowd was up for it. Like, did this penalty change? Yes, it did. But the crowd was still cheering them on, right? It was a soft penalty, to be honest. And, it's not the first time we had problems with Oliver and Tierney. Remember,
I thought it was a soft penalty. I tried to explain
Very.
it. But also, to be honest with you, Man United fans cannot complain because it's not as blatant as the goal you scored last season, the offside goal.
No.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you.
Like, just to be honest, and I keep saying the goal last season changed the course of the game. I believe, and we will never know, right? That this goal did not change the outcome of the game.
Maybe not.
Because Onana still had saves.
I mean, one thing is that our club is good at commercials, right? We do generate a lot of money. You know what I mean? Commercially, right? But that also fosters some increase in wages that makes players like complacent. And we should never offer Marcus Rashford. As soon as we gave him that increase, he's basically fall off in the cliff, right?
Yeah. He played for that contract last year. It's evident, right? The levels he was at last year, you could tell I'm putting this in. I want to get re-signed. And yeah, some players fall off once they sign that check. But here's and not to derail things too much, but when big companies know that it's kind of like a privilege to quote unquote work for us, so your salary is actually less. Like it's more important for you to work for us than it is for you to really get that. I've often had that feeling with regards to United, in a sense where, why are so many players, before they've actually played for you, gotten that big salary already? So I know that's not the case with regards to Rashford because he came through, but sometimes your new signings are already brought on with huge salaries, and then when they don't quite pan out after second, third year, it's hard to get rid of them. Like,
because of the salaries.
Yeah, like you'd almost think like many players they're playing for the badge because you're playing for United. But at the end of today's game, it wasn't even so much the reaction that I saw from the first goal. It was the lack of fight that I saw from United to even get the first goal after we were up 2-0.
Yes.
Like there was a span where it was kind of like already just conceded. We're not even like, you guys weren't even.
We're not even trying. We're not up to this. We're not up to the game. We're like, no matter how we try, we're never gonna catch this team. And one play that stood out for me is that when Kyle Walker won the first header, the second header, and then he passed the ball, and I'm like, okay, where are the United players? Why nobody's challenging this man? Why is nobody putting a body in? Like, why is this guy unopposed? Like, what is happening? It's Old Trafford. It's at your home, and you have no dignity. You have no pride. You're like, you don't care if an opposition comes here and scores 3 goals, walks away with it. Like, even Anthony kicking that, I'm like, okay, I'm not praising that. And I think, like, why there was no tackles flying from Man United? Why there was nobody having the heart to do anything? The thing about it is that it's so hard to speak on Manchester City this game, just because I didn't learn anything about Manchester City today. I expected Man City to win. They won the game. Erling Haaland again scoring a goal. Jack Grealish was better than last season. He was
Yeah, so
very
you're
direct
learning
today.
a lot, Mo. You're learning a lot. You just pointed out
Well,
Jack.
I'm like, but to be honest, I actually said after I saw Jack Grealish against Young Boys, I said if Jack Grealish puts that energy against Man United, yeah, he will destroy. I didn't expect him to
Fair play.
play.
That was his first start since August, by my memory. But listen, if you look at the first half, if you analyze them, and you lot look also a little bit flaky in the back. I mean, is there one thing that you guys hate is our pace and counterattack,
Yeah.
and we almost got there, but we were
Yeah.
lucky for you, Rashford is not on form at the moment. But let's talk about Rasmus Højlund, the young striker that just come in. From a rival perspective, what did you get from his
Can I do
performance?
this super chat before we move
Yeah,
on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's very hard.
Yes,
to read that name.
Ralph Ragnick.
Sama Sisamiki, right? Am I right? Sisamichi, if I'm reading that wrong. Thank you. So appreciate the super chat, and I apologize if I'm butchering the name. Ralph Ragnick was right. Open heart surgery needed. There is no open heart surgery. Let's just establish that. There is no. I'm gonna give you the think about this statement that I'm gonna say. If the Zerbi, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp join Man United tomorrow, they will look better than now.
You
If
think
you disagree, you look better. I'm not going to say you're going to have sustainability, but you'll look better.
Will you be successful though?
What does that mean, successful? Do you consider Chelsea successful?
No, I
Here
mean,
comes the question. Do you consider Chelsea in the last 15 years successful? They never had dominant period. They were never kept a manager more than 2-3 years. Do you consider them a successful club?
The last 15 years, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
yeah.
They never had a sustained period. Never. They were always chop, change, get a manager, win something, move on. Get a player, move on from that player. I consider it's a model that worked, right?
But that was under Abramovich, though. But this is
what I mean is that I'm not talking owners. See, you brought in owners. I'm not talking.
yeah, okay.
I'm talking. If Pep Guardiola comes in tomorrow, Manchester United. I didn't say you will win. By the way, I said you will look much better than what you look now. If the Zerbi join your club tomorrow, you will look much better than now. You will 100% look much better. If Jurgen Klopp, the reason why I'm saying that,
Okay.
there is a fact that I saw in my eyes, and you guys can say if I'm wrong or not. 2015 October, Jurgen Klopp, I think it's 2015, yes. Jurgen Klopp joined Liverpool Football Club. They had an absolute shambolic of a squad. Shambolic of a squad. From the first game, I saw a style of play. From the first game. Pep Guardiola joined Manchester City. They had Mangala, they had Otamendi, and they had Joe Hart. They didn't win the league.
Yeah.
They were third, but you saw a footprint.
Yeah.
Right? And they built on that footprint.
Okay.
Right? That's what I'm saying. The problem with Ten Hag is that he tried something last year, it didn't work. Or it worked at home only. And now this year he's trying something completely different. And when it doesn't work, he keeps changing it every game. You sat back against Copenhagen. You literally sat back against Copenhagen. And against Manchester City, you didn't sit back. Just make this make sense.
I will try to make sense. Okay.
You sat back. So this statement, you sat back against Copenhagen at home, but you didn't sit back against Man City at home. Make this make sense.
I would try to make sense. I would just reverse the tape what I started about 15 minutes ago to say, it matter if you get De Zerbi, Klopp, anyone that can come into Manchester United without a proper structure will fail. That is the Glazonomic model, 100%. If you look at De Zerbi, at least he has a footballing project, a vision, everything. Manchester City, you guys have it a lot. Like, you want to win. We don't want to win. We want to just qualify for Champions League top 4 because that makes money. And that kind of fosters the mentality. What does it in any work situation? You don't want to play for the club. You just play for your paycheck at the end of the day, right? That needs to be changed. Ten Hag came in with a vision and plan. Of course, he spent money, right? He bought in Casemiro. He wanted Frankie de Jong. He wanted everything. Second year around, he tried to clearly clear the dead wood out. Got overruled by the club. That's the thing. And he only had 120 to spend. and the rest was on credit card. And he was overruled in certain players as well, right? We were linked to Harry Kane. The club said, no, you're not getting it, Harry Kane. It's too much money.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I can understand the frustration. I've been delusional. I've been angry, but I can see that this is a project, right? This is year 2. This is a teething project. Sacking a manager right now doesn't make sense. But I believe also that the manager is a little bit confused. He didn't expect to have 11 players injured. We're still in the preseason, to be honest.
So I don't know of, and maybe Mo, you guys can tell me this. What other clubs have managers on roulette and have success?
Chelsea.
Okay, now when Chelsea did it, they were also able to spend, and it doesn't look like United are able to spend. If you're going to have this manager on rotation, will United also buy the players to facilitate that? I don't believe so.
Antonio Conte joined in 16-17. He asked for players, and they told him, you don't have players. And he said, all right, I'll work with what I have. Victor Moses, right wing back. Alonso left wing back. I'm gonna work. Yeah, he got N'Golo Kante, just to be honest. But N'Golo Kante was 50 million, and he made it work. I'm saying he made it work. The thing about it is that I'm not asking Manchester United to win the league. As a manager, if you regress, you get sacked in a big club. If you regress, and it's a simple thing. You had a successful season last year by Champions League football, by being the second, I think the second best team at home form, the best defense in the league at home. All you needed to do, transform that into an away form, right? I'm gonna give you the other example. When Pep Guardiola joined Man City, Manchester City were making tons of mistakes in the back. He kept defending the players. He said, I don't care if we make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing this until it works.
Yeah.
And he was stubborn.
Yeah.
He changed play. People say, yeah, he signed a lot of players. Fine. Give me one player that Pep Guardiola signed for more than 60, 70 million. Only Edison at that time. Only Edison at that time.
Yeah, but
only Edison.
I'll also say this though, Mo, because year 1 of Pep was Joe Hart, you're out. I don't think you can do what I want. Bravo, you're in. And that experiment, in all fairness, didn't work, right? Because he sent Bravo away, and then we got Ederson. But it's the trust for the manager to make those errors with players, with tactics, and to figure it out.
Because there's a plan from the manager.
There's a
the
plan
manager
from the
says
manager.
The manager says all the way, and I'm sorry, pitch point. Carl here can back me up on this. The manager comes to the club and says, we're gonna change the culture of the club all the way up to the 10 years old that play football.
Yeah,
this
and
is
Ten
how
Hag
we're gonna
did
play
that.
football.
Ten Hag was very chirpy. He did exactly that. He talked about.
He talks only, bro. He talks only. Because I'm not even seeing your way of playing football in the first team. You're talking about youth teams. I'm not saying your way of playing football in the first team. I'm not even a Man United fan, and I told you.
I mean, Mo. I mean, if we, the example I like to use sometimes, Mo, is Brighton.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant example.
I mean, you look at Brighton. They lost. They lost McAllister. They've lost the guy that was Chelsea. What's the name of the guy Chelsea?
Caicedo.
Caicedo. They've
Cucurella.
lost God knows how many players, like 4 or 5 players, and still the guy seems to improve as he loses players, right? And Cucurella's gone, Ben White's gone, and we can name them all. So, I mean, if with the struggles that United have with their board, and there's some struggles with the ownership. Let's be clear, the ownership and their issues. They spent money. Did they spend it wisely? Probably not. But Ten Hag also has some coin to hold on this. He does have some coin to hold. He needs to figure out a way to get this team playing the way he was hired to get them to play.
Point.
Right?
Very good point. Very good point, my friend.
If you play this beautiful football with Ajax, okay, Ten Hag, let's see you do it with United, with the players that they have. Why is Garnacho not starting games?
I don't know.
I'm telling you this, right? The one player that I feel on that United side is not Rashford. It's not Anthony. It's not Haaland. Okay, he's decent. I actually like him, right? It's Garnacho. Why? Speed, attitude, right? Perseverance, swagger, fearlessness. I worry about him
Him against Walker, I worry. Him against the Akanji or Diaz, I mean, it smoke him. Why isn't he starting?
Yeah. That's brother. That's majority of my community on my channel. They always say the same thing. Why? Why are you playing Rashford? And I was covering the press conference, and he said, like, we know there is ability in him. We know he scored 30 goals last season, but that was last season, mate. He can turn up at any moment and just do a deciding moments of brilliance. But ain't working. The guy is suffering at the moment, right? So, but when you mention like the structure, you mention of Brighton, you mention of every team, you mentioned they do have a footballing vision. They have proper football structure. They have proper scouts. They work according to that vision. We don't have that. We tend to put again. We have a sporting director called John Murta, which is not a sporting director. He's just paper of the cracks, doing jack shit, to be honest. So, in order for Manchester United to be at your level as City, as Brighton, we are 5-6 years behind.
Look at this. I'm looking at this right now, right? United are the only team in the top 11 to have a negative goal difference.
Yeah.
We're talking about Brentford, West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle, Villa, also included in that.
Okay. That leads me to your ex-goalkeeper there, Onana, right? Onana, for me, has become good right now. Onana today was brilliant, right? His shot stopping ability, he showed. He stopped so many shots today, even Haaland and stuff like that. But our defense, we are massively missing.
Yeah.
Varane. We're massively missing, Licha as well. So what is the goalkeeper supposed to do when he's playing with 7 different combinations in front of him? They're the gatekeepers of the goalkeeper, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
correct. There's a reason why, to your point, from a coaching perspective, and Vader, good evening, Vader, how are you?
Yeah, good to see you.
From a coaching perspective, I just finished up a game with one of our toughest rivals right now, right? Just came back. And, center-back pairings are like glue.
Yeah.
Right? It takes time for them to bond, but once they bond, you don't change them. You stick to that. Today you had Varane's on the bench, you had Maguire, and who was it? Maguire, and who was playing center back?
Lindelof, Dalot, and
it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard with that four. No Varane and McTominay, who nobody wanted in the first place, is playing there. Haaland just came in from Serie A. He's a decent lad. I like him.
Yeah, but he's not a proven article as of yet. He knows his abilities as of yet. That's what I wanted to ask you guys. Like, today was the first time you saw him play against you, like in a City. I thought his first half, he was holding up the ball. He was strong. Your defenders were showing him some great respect, and he.
Oh, he's a good. I watched him in a couple of. I watched him in the Champions League. I watched him in a couple of games. He's a good guy.
He's got talent. He's got talent, and I think it's also just a matter of a little more familiarity with the league and first time playing against us, right? So, there's a lot of talk and controversy with regards to fouls and penalties and all that case. I think him being more familiar with how he's going to be defended against will bode him well, because he's strong, he's got good touch, and he's quick. And that's that's the thing that's deadly for any player that's a striker. If you got pace, you can keep defenders on their heels, and I think he uses it well. He doesn't rely on it; he uses it well.
Oh, Mo and Vader. I'll take him over Michael Jackson. Jackson.
Yeah.
Can I just do something? Thank you, Sama for becoming a member. And people, there's over 140 of you here. Can we get the likes up to 100? The like button is underneath your live chat, people. Underneath your live chat, the like button is how the channel grows and goes to other people, and we'll get more subscribers. Subscribe to the channel if you just joined us. It's just your daily reaction for the game, of course. I try not to be someone who just here for banter. I try to talk football. I try to analyze the game because I can just do the shameless shit, but I'm not even a fan of any club, to be honest. So I'm just a neutral. I wanted to shift a little bit from Manchester United to Manchester City.
Yeah.
Because I know we can talk about Man United from here until tomorrow, right? And see how crap they are, where are they heading, but Before I move on, actually, I wanted to ask a question to Mick. Do you want Ten Hag sacked?
No. I don't think that's the solution, my friend.
Nobody said that the solution.
No, I don't want him sacked.
But
Because
sometimes it's not the solution. I don't believe a new manager will fix it. But I think if Ten Hag stays, it might get worse. Is that how you think?
no, I don't think so. I think longer than that, to be honest. Like, United fans, I'm sorry, guys. We always been like on social media fan base saying, "Oh, get rid of Rashford, that will fix the solution. Get rid of the manager, that will fix the solution." We're back on that hamster wheel again. You got to look at the overall picture, right? Because we still have a lot of injured players that are coming back to the fray as well. So, yeah, I know it looks pretty dire sitting on 8th at the moment, but we haven't had the opportunity to play a full, his first team 11 as of yet. So, I would say it's too early, right? Give it to Christmas and we will see.
Give it to Christmas.
Wow.
So moving on to Manchester City a little bit. Did you guys learn anything from this game? New. Did you learn anything new from this game?
I learned one thing, and I know Vader's gonna. Well, he may agree with me, right? I think that I didn't watch the second half. Watch the first half. I thought Jack is back in rhythm, and I think the introduction or the acquisition of Doku has lit a fire under his behind. Say,
was he ever in rhythm though?
You ain't there.
Was he ever in rhythm?
Sorry?
Was he ever in rhythm?
Yeah, this is the big debate between myself and lots of City fans. I'm not a Jack Grealish fan. I think I want more from him in the final third. But I heard today that he did well, so I'm going to
very well.
I'm going to reserve judgment.
Very well and different than last year. And people say, "You see, we told you." Well, he's different. He is back.
No, and that's all. No, and for me, people think I hate. I don't
hate
the guy. I mean, people say I hate it. I don't hate the guy. I can't hate a person I don't know. I don't. How do I hate?
Yeah.
So I can't. But what I can do is say, when you're on that field, guy, you need to take your player on and be creative. And I heard he did that today. So fair play to him.
Yeah. So, and again, I know Gundalorian had to go coach, so he wasn't able to see the second half. I saw the entire game. Now, the same thing that happened to Ederson with the addition of Ortega last year, and how Ederson has elevated his game in terms of shot stopping, and you saw it today, is the same way I'm seeing this Jeremy Doku addition to our squad and Jack. Like I'm seeing there's a guy that can come on and can do some things that I cannot do, and in turn can displace me. So let me do what I do even better, right? So Jack took on players more. He's not dual-footed where Jeremy is, but Jack was cutting onto that right foot, and not only cutting on to still carry that ball, but he released a few shots today, Gundo. He released a few, and they were actually on target, right? They were making Onana have to make a save. So I want to continue to see that from him, but I'm gonna point this out. Things that I learned was Jack can obviously be more aggressive. What I also saw was Gavardiol playing in his first derby can deal with pace and can deal with somewhat being on an island defensively. And then what I've been a little hesitant to kind of envision is whether we can have Alvarez, Foden, Haaland, and in this case it was Grealish, but to have all of them play and Silva obviously, and have all of them on the pitch, because I want to actually see that attacking squad more with and maybe Pep flirts around with taking off Foden and bringing on Doku, or taking off Jack and bringing on Doku. But I want to see that a little more consistently, because I think that's the future of what City will be when, and again, maybe 2-3 years from now, but when KDB isn't at the level anymore. Like I'm seeing what the team may be without a KDB, and that's that. I learned a few of those things. And Mo's gonna smirk, and this is against United. They're not quite at that level.
No.
Okay.
It's you're away in a Manchester derby, and your players were composed. Your players were calm. Your yes and no. I actually expected Jack Grealish to be more nervous. The guy was so calm. It was like, where was this? Where has this have been?
Yeah, his
Why
resting
are you like this?
His resting heartbeat is like this. With Jack with the ball, he's like this. He's
But
calm
no.
water.
But you remember last year in the derbies, he always go into the fights. That he was like, no, I'm not. I'm all right.
But when you, sorry, Mo, when you were talking about poise, and maybe Gunnar and you noticed this too, I thought that the chances that we gave United today, especially in the first half, was us not being sure on the ball, us being a little too soft on some passes, us, because they broke on us and they were running down our throats trying to score. And I thought that was a little uncertainty that I was seeing from the team. But overall, in a derby, I really have no complaints. I really have no complaints from what I saw today.
You shouldn't. And this game is not an indicative of Manchester City. I want to do this super chat because it's related to this. Hassan Ali, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the support, people. Can you get us to 100 likes while I read the super chat? 9 likes away from 100 likes. So the like button is underneath your live chat. Just close the live chat. I don't have to do a tutorial for you. And then get us to 100 likes. Ten Hag, I do that all the time. Ten Hag's transitional play. See it in the first 20 minutes of every game. I disagree with you, Hassan. Actually, we don't see it. You actually concede in the first 20 minutes of every game, but a combination of not taking chances and we concede the head drop, lack of character. I agree with that point, to be honest. I actually agree with that point. There was a lack of character today, and we talked about it, of course. We literally talked about it. Listen, Hassan, I'm sorry if you're a Man United fan. It doesn't look like it's going to get better. The gap is getting bigger between you and the other clubs. Even Chelsea, and I said that in the beginning of the season, they have the.
No, Hassan, believe.
How do they? Why do you want them to believe? Believe in what? Listen, I faced that right? In Inter between.
I know, realistically speaking,
and 2020, we were absolutely shambolic. But what happened? We got new owners. We got Antonio Conte who pressed the owners, and it doesn't look like your manager is pressing the owners enough. I know that we're switching back to Man United.
I think
we spent 200 million. We won the league.
I think we didn't play that bad today, to be honest, the first and half day. I agree. When it comes down, you're a coach there, Gundogan. What was your name?
Gundolorian. Yeah.
Gundolorian, yeah. You're a coach.
Gundo, then. Let's just call it Gundo.
That's fine. I'm borrowing the great man's name. Go ahead.
One thing that Ten Hag constantly mention is rules and principles. Does some of the players not listening, that they go off script, they're not following the script? It looks like it, right? And that's what I believe it's happening, right? So what, are you going to play certain plays, or in a work situation, you give, in a project, you give people that you can trust that can deliver the job, right? People that don't, you don't play. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, some people are showing this in training, but as soon as they come to the pitch, they go off script. And that is the problem. That is the problem, right?
It's a confidence issue. It's a confidence issue. I mean, whenever you see in training a player doing well, and I have this problem myself right now with my team, right? I have some players who do well in practice. When they get to the game, they get nervous because the occasion gets to them and they don't play up to their level. And somehow the coach has to find a way to get it out of them. In our game today, first half, we were down 1-0. And I said, guys, listen, this ain't about me or my assistant. It's about you guys. I can't do shit. I can't do stuff. You are the one who has to play. You play better in practice than you're playing right now. What's going on? Are you nervous? What are you nervous about? You lose, so what? Go there and play. Go there and play.
You see the difference? The difference I see this year from last year. Last year, there was some fight, grit, and determination. There was a togetherness within the Reds, right? I don't see it this year. It's a little bit disjointed harmony, but there's been a lot of shit that's going on off the pitch as well.
So I would love for you guys to get rid of Ten Hag. Like, as a rival, get rid of the manager. But if I'm going to speak football, I'm going to speak philosophy. My club in particular, I wouldn't want them to get rid of managers like that, because that breeds a culture of player power. That breeds a culture of no accountability. So when you have a manager that they're going to set a standard, they're going to say, here's what I expect of you. And if you're not showing it, whether you're the superstar or you barely get on that pitch, if you don't show it, you're out the door. And I think that's how you manage a club. That's how you manage a certain standard to keep consistency. So if United fans, as a large part, because you guys are massive, if you guys put that pressure on Ten Hag and get him out the door and you bring in someone new, I'm laughing. I'm happy for it. But I think in terms of club management, ownership, you have a manager and you give them time to cook and fail before you do it prematurely. And I think many clubs do it prematurely, and it sets them back.
Yeah, I totally agree with, and you make a valid point there, sir, as well. But from a, I want to hear from you guys. Like, I take a step back from my Red United myself. Okay, but you mentioned something earlier, like about Garnacho. He will cook, and you respect him. If you were Erik ten Hag right now as a coach, as a manager, I'm asking you, panel, and everyone in the chat as well. What would you do differently at the moment? You see, everyone can see that ain't working, right? We know that. Potentially his head's going to be on the chopping block if it doesn't change. But what would you do differently?
So here's what I would say. Gundo, I don't know if you would agree. If Rashford is consistently on that left-hand side, but he's not showing the form that he had last year, and we all joke, rivals, we joke he played for a contract. But if he's not showing that he's up the level right now, and like Gundo said, Garnacho, he's threatening, he's dangerous, but he plays better on that left, the manager has got to have the backing to drop Rashford. The manager has to be able to say, I'm putting Garnacho out there because I need something. I need a change up. And whether I displace Rashford or I bench him, I'm doing that. I think that's what you got to do.
Yeah. But what if
Rashford right now has a rating of 5.9, the worst on the field for United?
Yeah. But let me just counter to that point. What if Ten Hag get overruled that they have to play this poster boy? He's the poster boy of Man United.
Then he has to resign or leave the job.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Because it feels like it, and he's been forced to play him for some reason. Every blind man with a dog and everything in Manchester United fans been saying, drop him, he's suffering. Make him hungry again, put him on the bench, make him hungry, right?
I don't know.
I mean, as a manager, if you believe a player can play for you and you're being told not to play him, there are two options, right? It's going to turn out bad for you because you're the manager. So just play him. They sack you, they pay you millions, you walk.
I
guarantee you that
I don't think Garnacho can start. That's the difference.
He has to start, bro.
He can't start.
Because
started before, and I don't think Garnacho is that guy.
But he's better than Rashford right now.
No, he's not.
Better than Rashford.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's
he's
not
better than Rashford off the bench and stuff like that. Garnacho started 2 games. He was atrocious in these 2 games.
But maybe that's how you do manage it.
He's actually really bad. By the way, in these 2 games, he was really bad.
Maybe he started to put a fire under.
I think the problem isn't Marcus Rashford in himself. I think the problem, in my opinion, is the biggest problem Man United is the captain. I played football in a high division in Egypt as a youth player, and I played 3rd division. When your captain has a shit attitude, everybody else feeds off that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Bruno Fernandes is contagious.
That's a fact, though.
He's contagious.
Oh, yeah, man, it is.
Listen, I'm telling you, I play in a team now. We have a player. I'm not going to mention their name. He just is a very good player, but he has a bad attitude. I've been told by other managers of other teams. I manage the team when I play. This is turning into toxic. Manchester United, the team on the pitch, is toxic. And it starts from the captain. It starts from the captain not trusting his teammates. It started from the captain raising his hand when a teammate passes the ball wrong. It starts when he doesn't put the effort because he feels that it's not me who made the mistake. It's my teammate who needs to run. That happens. That's the first problem, Man United. You need to strip this guy.
You're absolutely right. I'm not going to argue to that point. You just flip it to any work situation as well. If you're the team leader or the manager and you have this toxic environment, it's going to rub down to the teammates as well.
Yeah,
you as a leader need to lead with an example. You have to set the precedent.
He's shit as a captain. He's not bad as a player. Nobody said that.
No. But on the other hand, I don't like when he's been dispossessed, because play him in his right position. We haven't been playing Bruno in his right position, and his right position is to play the supporting striker, the number 10. Putting Bruno on the right wing doesn't really make any sense because he likes to cut into the middle anyway. Yeah. So for me, it doesn't make sense. While you have natural wingers like Garnacho, for me, is a fucking sorry for swearing. No, but he's a talent. He's a right diamond in the rough. But whenever he comes on, he's a game changer, right? He takes on the fullbacks. He's fearless, right? He's technical. He's fast. Then on the other hand, we bought this Boca Jonito from Ajax, like for 100 million. Everyone is talking about that, but he hasn't really turned up as of yet. For me, it does not make sense.
He's going to be
When you
another
have-
Sancho, Mick.
Yeah, I know, but when you have
Anthony is going to be another Sancho.
Facundo Pellistri, for me, has shown more than Anthony Dos Santos has shown this season. And Facundo has only been given small marginal plays. Why didn't you send him on a loan? Why keep him in the club, right? That's the thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we sit here like after Christmas and things have turned around or things has been by worse. But it is what it is. United has won 3 games in a bounce. We lost today to a better team. Congratulations, City. You know what I mean? You're far more better. But I didn't believe that. I don't think you played well today, to be honest. You're just getting warmed up. Your season starts in February, March. Typically, season City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So bring me to the last point. I'm going to say like 2-3 minutes. There is a super chat here that from 689 is saying, Mo, do you see Liverpool challenge City this year? Thank you for super chat.
100%.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
100%.
I said, if Liverpool, this is going to sound crazy, but I said that many times on this channel and other channels. If Liverpool hang in there until January and they go by a proper DM, what I mean a destructive DM, I think they are on par with the City team. And I said that this is the weakest City team in Pep's era after the first
100%.
year. After the first year.
Mo, I mean, listen, Vito will hear me out, right? I've said there's only one team that I think can.
No, I think Arsenal is there. So don't do that.
Leave Arsenal not there.
No, Arsenal go get a proper 8. They can challenge.
See, let me explain. Mo,
No,
right?
what they have.
Let me explain, Vito, right? To get to 98 points and not win the league, it's in your DNA. This Arsenal team cannot get to 98 points. They will not get to 98 points. It's not happening. It's not happening. To win the league, right, you have to, in my opinion, this year is going to be 94, 95 points, which means City are going to drop another 12 to 14 points. Let's be clear.
Okay.
Right? Arsenal are not getting 94
No, not right. I didn't say right. I'm going to let you finish.
No,
I disagree with this notion, but I'm fine.
No, I'm telling you right now, Arsenal's chance to win the league was last year. That was the moment because City's last year were on the Champions League. That's really, really what they really, really, really wanted. And once they slipped, Arsenal against Liverpool at Anfield, 2 goals up, right? And then Klopp changes his system and plays the box system. It was over. And then when we went to the Emirates and battered them 3-1, it was over.
Yeah,
finished. Right.
So
this year for me, my eye is on one team and one team only. It's not Tottenham. It's not Arsenal. It is Liverpool. I'm telling you, man. Go watch Liverpool again. They may concede 1 or 2, but that front 4, front 5 are on fire. They're trouble.
Yeah.
They're the ones my eye is on. And if they're still at par with us, right, up until January, February, guys, we're going to another 96, 98 point season.
Yeah, but don't you guys think that it's the league table right now is not fair? Like, I always look at the league table.
What do you mean
like,
it's not fair?
I'm going to say like the league table, what I judge is come like, March, next year, fine. Right. Spurs is kind of sitting like, on top, like, Arsenal was sitting on the top last year, but everything form is not linear form. Everyone drops off and on and off, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you guys, City, right? You started slow and you kind of caught up at the very end, like, the crescendo spurt.
Yeah.
Because you have a quality squad. You have squad depth at the end of the day. Arsenal don't have that squad depth. That's where they fell off. They got sort of deflated.
Yeah. I'm going to say this with regards to last season, right? I think last season was important for Arsenal to, if they were going to win anything, it was to do it last season. But the fact that City got this trouble and essentially got this experience, I think it only makes their challenge this year so much more difficult. And then I also believe that the managers in Pep and Klopp, they're not going to let Arteta win under their watch.
Yeah, that's true.
It would have to be a collapse. I don't think those two managers are going to let, quote unquote, this upstart manager beat either of them. So Arsenal have that to deal with, and then how we're set up. If we, and again, we've all kind of said this, if we continue just to be in the mix until it's March time,
in the mix.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying we don't need to be leading. Mo,
This is
I'm
the
saying,
joke of the day.
No. I'm saying we don't need to be leading.
No,
the
what I
league.
mean is like he wants to be in the mix. You're definitely in the mix.
Yeah,
we're the end of the season.
Yes, but if we look at last year when we were,
you're not going anywhere, my friend. You're Pep Guardiola, bro. You're not going anywhere.
He's cooking.
Oh, we were 11 points behind Arsenal last season. This is what I'm trying to get at. If we are like 2 points, 3 points, whatever, and it just continues to progress that way, whether it's us, Arsenal, and Liverpool, we know that we'll string those games together. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Klopp deals with Europa and the league.
Well, they're walking Europa, man. They're walking it.
Can he walk it? Can he walk it and not play his main 11? Is kind of like the question, right?
Go ahead, finish.
And then I don't believe the mentality, the endurance, the sustainability, durability, however you want to categorize it. I don't think Arsenal as a club, Arsenal as a manager, and Arsenal as a fan base can deal with the 38 games.
Mo,
that's a lot of shots against Arsenal.
Mo, let me explain. Mo, right? See, Mo, if you watch when Liverpool and City win, these guys are cold killers, man. They celebrate a little bit and they move on.
Yeah.
When Arsenal win, they're like, it's my birthday, it's Santa Claus, it's the end of Ramadan, right? It's literally, we're cracking champagne, we're celebrating, we're shouting, we're screaming, emotional high. Even the managers like that. Klopp just grins, right? Pep just pumps the air and points to his son when they win the game. You have to be cold to get to 96 points. You have to be a cold killer. Antonio Conte, Inter Milan, right?
Yeah, you can't be celebrating every win like it's your last greatest win. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, and Carlo Ancelotti against Barcelona, cold mofo, cold. That's what you.
I hear what you're saying, but in my opinion, I actually think that the league this year, now this win for Manchester City, is proved a little bit something else, because I thought that every team that will go away from home to 9 teams, including Manchester United, will be tough, but it doesn't look like Manchester United is a tough challenge for as of now, but it might change. But I believe if Manchester City go to Brighton, it's not going to be easy. If you go to Newcastle, it's not going to be easy. If you go to Aston Villa, it's not going to be easy. 12 homes on the run. Chelsea even is not going to be easy. Liverpool, I can go on and on. I think there is 9 teams. When they play each other away from home, it's going to be tough. That's why I think the 90 plus isn't happening for anybody. It will be, in my opinion, 80 plus points. It's all going to come down, not for each team play each team. It's like, who's going to win all their games, again, is the lower half of the table.
Against the other teams. Yeah,
I trust Man City to do that more than anybody else. But also, I actually think that Arsenal can do that as well. They draw points against Fulham, you draw points against Wolves. But Arsenal look like when they're on it at home, they're on it.
But
why not?
Let
me finish that last thing. Okay. Last season, I believe, and I said that, by the way, I said that in the summer, I said that anywhere. You know me, I don't change my stance unless the team changes the way they play. I said, if Saliba didn't get injured, Arsenal would have won the league. We'll never know the truth.
But Mo, Saliba played at home 3-1. He played away.
That's one game. I don't believe they lose because Man City was superior to Arsenal head-to-head, but Arsenal were superior to the rest of the league. You see the difference here?
The reality is that the reason Arsenal lost the league is not because of Saliba, it's because they had a meltdown. They couldn't manage the pressure of chasing. They couldn't manage it.
They didn't have this.
You're up 2-0 at. If City are up 2-0 at Anfield, do they drop points? Yes. They don't.
Everybody at Anfield drops points.
But you're 2-0 up. Last time we were 2-0 up at Anfield was 4-1. There was no fans.
Also,
right? But you don't.
Let me
listen. I'll also put into the fray here, how long has Klopp managing his current squad? He's been there 7-8 years. How long has Pep been there?
Klopp 7, Pep 6. Yeah.
How long is Pep staying for? Because there's rumors saying might be, he's walking away.
I think we're clutching here.
We're clutching, but what I'm trying to say here,
because I don't think there is. I looked there, even Juventus that he was supposed to go there next has had their trouble, so he's not gonna go Juventus now.
He's in a good spot. Yeah, he's in a good
He's
spot.
not. Pep is not old to retire. He's not
No, no.
Ancelotti's age.
No,
He's not gonna retire.
I
He's
gotta run,
like
bro.
the
I gotta
notion
run.
that
Yeah.
I kept thinking about it that he's gonna leave, and people told me he's gonna coach a national team. He's very young to coach a national team. But anyway, listen, I don't want to dwell on long. I know that people have to run. I know people have to go. This has been one of the realest streams I've done, to be
I
honest.
love it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody. It's just no banter. Thank you for everybody that watched us.
You're welcome.
There's still 150 people here, so hit that like button before you go. I
Subscribe.
appreciate the panel. I appreciate everybody that joined us.
Mm.
Of course, Gandalorian, Vater, thank you for joining. Mick from Manchester United Realist TV. Go
Big
give
up
him
to
a
you, Mick. Big
subscription.
up to you. That's
Let
definitely coming
everybody
out.
know
That's
where to
great,
find
man.
you people, because I didn't have time. So let everybody know in the chat. Still, we have over 150 people. Let everybody know where to find you, please.
I just wanted to say one thing. I'm a massive United fan, but I'm a big Premier League fan as well, right? I was just saying what you said earlier. This season is the best Premier League season I've seen. There's 10 players, 10 teams. What you said, Mo, it's so hard and unpredictable because everyone is good except the relegation zone. So going away, playing these teams, you never know what you're going to get. So that's why I agree with you. You got to be a killer, move on to the next level, like Klopp and Guardiola. That is the experience. They've been there for 6-7 years. Now, big up to you. Congratulations for your win today. Manchester is blue today, unfortunately.
Tides have changed forever. You heard it here first. For the foreseeable future, tides in Manchester have changed for the foreseeable future. Thank you, everybody that joined. I appreciate everybody that's in the super chat, Interior Revenue Service, Samus, of course, Hassan Ali 689. Thank you for the support of the channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I got a brilliant show for you, 5 p.m. UK time with a big panel. We'll dissect the Premier League. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys later, and we're out.
Thank you.